This morning, we are continuing our two-part series on the life-changing impacts of hit and runs. Our Lakita Johnson spoke to our morning show senior producer here on ABC24, Taeja Smith, about how her perspective has changed since being in a hit and run. Good morning, Lakita. What did Taeja have to say?
Good morning, Aaron. I can tell you right now, she is a true and living testimony. You know, when we first spoke with Taeja shortly after that accident happened in June, in the first interview, she referenced how she was younger, she was a tomboy, and her mom would look at her and say, "You better stop playing so rough or else you're going to mess up those pretty legs." And so she stopped, only for years later to have gotten those scarred legs from someone else. And so she was in a real state of shock, but fast forward to 2 months later, she's now got a new perspective and she's found peace and strength in sitting and being still. Taeja is not a victim, she's a survivor. Take a look.
I miss my feet being the same level as my head when I lay down. Okay, I'm tired of my feet swelling and I gotta prop them up at night. It is annoying, but I understand that this is part of the process of healing, and I have to allow my body to go through these transformations. If I want full recovery, it's just trusting the process.
Taeja Smith is thankful for a spared life and a renewed mind.
My bones may have been shooken up, but there was no internal bleeding. My brain is still intact. I'm still in my right mind. And things could have been way worse than just totaling my car. My life could have been totaled as well.
She says this accident taught her to be more aware of her surroundings.
Me not looking in my rearview mirror literally cost me my life, and it's not just a figurative speech, it's a literal speech. To make sure you look behind you so that you can make sure that nothing is going to catch you off guard, but make sure you're looking in front of you as well so you know where you're going.
The accident happened on Highway 240 North near Jefferson Avenue when Taeja was headed back from a party in West Memphis. Another car hit her passenger side, causing Taeja to hit a concrete median, which totaled her car. She says she only remembered hitting that median before going completely unconscious.
The next time I remember waking up were the nurses picking glass off my body. So I didn't really recognize the damage until they told me later on that day that I would have to have surgeries on both of my ankles. And then it really escalated when I found out that I may not walk.
It was an adjustment for her, but one that she's thankful that God saw fit for her to live through.
Life is so fragile, it changes absolutely so fast. And before the accident, I just knew I always made it home. But see, it was one day I didn't come home for 16 days. And then I really could not have come home altogether, but God saw it differently for me. So for me, it's just be grateful when every time you jingle them keys and you step back in that house. Break out in a praise dance for me, because these legs gonna work one day. That's why I wiggle these toes, because it gives me hope.
Yep. Taeja will also meet with her doctor in September to attempt to stand after not being able to do so for more than 60 days. So we're looking forward to hearing about that successful visit. And she's also started a GoFundMe page to help cover those medical expenses, because we know that sometimes health insurance doesn't always cover the whole thing. So if you're interested, you can donate. Visit our website at ABC24.com. For now, in Memphis, I'm Lakita Johnson. Back to you guys.